Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to give you guys a heads up on a free PC game you can pick up right now from your favorite platform at the Epic Game Store. On top of that, we got the free PC games with Prime, and we'll go over some PC game deals, mostly on upcoming games. That's what I've been highlighting a lot, as it's been a little bit of a quiet period, but we did have a fairly notable release yesterday that I'll give you guys a heads up on getting that discounted, but there are some big games coming out in August and beyond, so we'll be looking at a game from August, a game in September, and a game in October. A little bit of ahead of time, but if you just want to add them to your wish list for now and then pick them up closer to the release, or whatever you want to do, it's your money, and I know sometimes you guys don't want to buy more expensive things, so do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm just here to bring you the news. But right off the bat, Legion TD2 is available free on the Epic Game Store, an infinitely replayable multiplayer and single-player tower defense title. Defend against waves of enemies and destroy the enemy's king before they destroy yours. Legion TD2 is a one-of-a-kind game of tactics, teamwork, and prediction. Very positive reception on this one. 11,393 reviews and 86% positive reviews on that. So pretty well received. Endless waves of enemies threaten your king. Assemble your army from over 100 unique fighters, each with its own strength and abilities. Empower your defenses with auras and spells and change the tides of battles by unleashing powerful mercenary attacks. How many waves can you last before the defenses collapse and your king falls? Outwit and break your opponents before they break you. Choose your playstyle. Build defensively to hold the line against swarms of enemies. Play offensively to smash through your opponent's fighters, or prioritize economy to scale into the late game and become unbreakable juggernaut. Every game requires adaptation, but play to your strengths to achieve victory. Master your legion. Choose from 8 unique legions and over 100 different fighters, and select fighters from each legion for 12 million possible combinations. Some fighters secure you strategic advantages in the early game, others facilitate powerful late game synergies as well. Enjoyable to learn, infinite replayability, best in the world game balance, stats for days, esports, $750 cash tournaments every month. How about that? No pay to win, global servers, a fair play detection system, and weekly challenges as well. So you can check that out for free right now. It is discounted on Steam, 65% off for $8.74. But yeah, you can get that for free right now, so have a gander at that. Moving on from that, we do have some freebies available on Prime Gaming. So if you're a Prime subscriber, you'll get these free with your Prime subscription. Venba on GOG has been added. I Love Finding Wild Friends Collector's Edition is also added. Besiege and the Splintered Cell DLC, Splintered Sea DLC, excuse me, Splintered Cell. Splintered Cell Conviction is what I'm thinking about right now. Besiege the Splintered Sea DLC, that's available. Star Wars Jedi Knight, Dark Forces, and Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered. Saints Row 4 re-elected, Saints Row 2, Amnesia the Dark Descent, Epic Game Store on that. Marvel Midnight Suns, Epic Game Store copy of that. Thief Deadly Shadows GOG, Jupiter Hell GOG, Stray Gods, Orpheus GOG, and more are available through Prime Gaming. So check out all of those. Links in the description box below. If you don't have a Prime subscription, you know, maybe a family member, a friend has it, really a good opportunity to expand your library of games. Prime has been giving out a lot of great stuff, so check that out. Alright, moving on from that, we did have a fairly notable release, and hell, if a game's getting the Steam banner treatment, it's gotta be at least somewhat notable, and that is Killing Floor. It officially dropped yesterday. It is $39.99 for the base game. That is 20% off over on Green Man Gaming for XP members, $32. Now, there is a deluxe edition. That's also 20% off for $48. And then a Nightfall edition that'll also get you the Nightfall Supply Pass access. And, yeah, that is $64 with the discount. Standard edition is $32. Mixed reception so far, 4,100 reviews, 55% positive. You know, this is one of those games that's going to evolve over time, so hopefully it gets better and better. Do want to note this review. Killing Floor 3, a name only. It's an empty shell disguised as Killing Floor. Zero atmosphere, zero satisfaction. The shooting as soft as a water pistol. The maps flat, uninspired, and you're going to read all the reviews for yourself, but seems like some longtime Killing Floor fans not crazy about the game. I know it had some delays and things of that nature. 21,000 concurrent players right now. Would have expected a little bit more out of Killing Floor, but You know, it is discounted if you want to check it out, 20% off for $32. So that came out yesterday. We got some big games coming out in the next couple of months. So let's go over a game coming out next month and then September and October. Lost Soul Aside is coming out next month on August the 29th. 12% off for $52.79. You guys, I've been following this game for what it feels like a decade at this point. I remember when it initially got announced and people were like, is this Final Fantasy 15? Like, you know, the main character looked like Noctis, etc., etc. Such a long development cycle. I honestly thought for a while this game was never going to come out, but it in fact is coming out, and it'll be out on August the 29th, and it is on PC day one, which as far as a single-player published PlayStation title, this might be the first one. There's games like Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Lego Horizon, which that game has co-op, but, you know, it has a single-player element to it as well. And you had, like, Days Gone Remastered if you want to look at the Broken Roads DLC. But as far as a new released game, Lost Soul Aside would be the first one, and this is comparable to games like Stellar Blade, because Stellar Blade was done by Shift Up, not a Sony-owned studio, but it was published by PlayStation. Again, that was a day one title that was exclusive to PlayStation. It came to PC a year later. Death Stranding 2 recently came out, published by Sony. That's an exclusive. Lost Soul Aside, I think it's smart to make this game multi-platform right out the gate. Look, this is a game that it's not going to be a system seller for people. I think this is one of those games you just want to sell as many copies of it as humanly possible, and by releasing it on PC, I do think it'll find another audience there. I don't think the game is going to do exceptionally well, but, you know, I'm still looking forward to it, and I'm a fan of character-driven, narrative-driven action games, you know, definitely a little bit more than the Souls-like title, so this is going to be more up my alley. $52.79 on this, hoping for the best, and again, people have been following this game for a decade, so hopefully it turns out fairly well. Borderlands 4 is 12% off for $61.59. Look, the issue with this game is it's got a plethora of editions, the Deluxe Edition and the Super Deluxe Edition, and the content that's locked in the Super Deluxe Edition is, it's notable content. I think most people are going to want to get that, and the fact remains that they might do a second season pass for this game. So you're talking about the Super Deluxe Edition, which is, let me pull up the price, $130. It's 12% off here for $114. People are going to want to pick that up based on the content, but a lot of people aren't going to want to spend $114 on a game, and then you're talking about potentially more DLC on top of that. Yeah, even though it's not $80 for the base game, I still think, man, that $70 price tag when it's not even the full game, and people are becoming smart to that fact. It's not like before where people would just be like, oh, $70, whatever, and they would ignore the collector's editions or the ultimate editions, I should say, with all the content. Now it's becoming a discussion point, which is great because it should be. This is content that is sizable for the game, and $130 is just a really high price point, but it's a game that's going to do very well, but it's also a game that's incredibly expensive to make, and it has to do really, really well, and I'm curious, just, did Borderlands 3 do damage to the IP? Did Tiny Tina's Wonderlands do damage to the IP as far as those games not being exponentially well received? We'll see. I still think it's going to do really well, but I think this is one of those games you'd want it to peak at least 300, 400,000 concurrent Steam users, and I don't know if it's going to hit those numbers, but maybe it will. Maybe I'll be eating crow by the time it comes out, and ultimately it comes down to whether or not it is a good game. Based on the gameplay I've seen, I think it looks fine. Nothing blow away, but yeah, there you go with that. And then, for me, Digimon Story Time Stranger, I'm very excited for this, but this is another game that, man, the Ultimate Edition has content that people are going to want. You know, the Ultimate Edition is the version that you don't have to pick up the Ultimate Edition, but the Deluxe Edition has the Season Pass, so that's $90. Hey, that beats out $115 or whatever for the Super Deluxe, but there is an Ultimate Edition for Digimon. It's $108 with the discount, and the Standard Edition is typically $70, $63 on this. I'm a big Digimon fan, so I'm excited for it. English voice acting, I think, is great, and the game seems to be a significant step up from the earlier Digimon Story title, so very much looking forward to Digimon Story Time Stranger. Hopefully it turns out well. That's out October the 2nd. Borderlands 4 is out September the 12th. So a lot of big games coming out, but that is going to do it for me. Again, Legion TD2 available free right now on the Epic Games Store. Prime Gaming's got some free stuff and some notable games coming out. Killing Floor 3 came out yesterday, but you got Lost Soul Aside, Borderlands 4, and Digimon Story Time Stranger all coming out in the next couple of months. Lost Soul Aside, August 29th. So be on the lookout for that. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.